Welcome back to the show. Now, the Namibian International Women Peace Center was launched on behalf of the President, Dr. Hage Geingob, in October 2020. The government of Namibia has repeatedly affirmed its commitments towards sustainable peace. Now, the Peace Center is an institute of excellence for more mediation, inclusive peacemaking, and conflict prevention to support and also ensure women's contributions within Namibia, Southern Africa, and globally to ensure, that women representing more than, half of the global population and are given adequate influence to contribute to humanity's fate. Now, the center will host a stakeholders meeting to introduce the center's 5-year strategic plan that is later today. And we are joined via Zoom this morning by Ambassador Morina Muuondjo, who is the acting head at the center. A very good morning, Ambassador. How are you doing?
Good morning. Really chilly morning.
Yeah.
Really chilly, but I'm fine. Thank you. Thank you for having me this morning.
Oh, thank you so much for making it. It's really nice to have you. So I think it's really fair, ma'am, if we can just start with the establishment of the center. Maybe you can tell our viewers how it came about, the establishment in the center in Namibia.
Thank you for that question. I think it's very important to go back to our history, and that is of course, our liberation struggle and involvement of women during our liberation struggle. That being said, on the 31st of October, during Namibia's presidency of the United Nations Security Council, the Council unanimously adopted the landmark UN Security Council Resolution 1325 on women, peace and security. The resolution formally drew global attention to unrecognized, underutilized, and undervalued contributions of women in preventing war, building peace, and help rebuild societies after conflict. Since the adoption of this resolution, Namibia has been an active international and regional stakeholder who has been in the forefront of initiatives and fora of UN member states and regional organizations, sharing experiences, best practices, and solidarity to advance actions for the full and effective implementation of the UN Security Council Resolution 1325. One such important initiative that Namibia has co-founded is the Women, Peace and Security Focal Points Network. Consequently, in an effort to strengthen regional and international innovations to advance the implementation of the WPS agenda, Namibia, as the initiator of the resolution, proposed the establishment of the Women's International Peace Center during the third meeting of the Women, Peace and Security Focal Points Network that was held in 2019. Accordingly, the Peace Center was officially launched in Windhoek on October 2020 amidst raging COVID-19 pandemic, and its launch coincided with the 20th anniversary of the Global Women, Peace and Security Agenda. Excuse me.
Ambassador, thank you so much for that. I think let's also touch on how important, women's participation is when we talk about, in peace processes for the attainment of sustainability or sustainable peace and security.
I think it's very important to note that women have a fundamental right to participate in all political decision-making, and that also includes peace processes at all levels. Including women in peace processes adds a broader range of perspectives and enhances the ability of peacemakers to address the concerns of a wider range of stakeholders, which has proven to lead to more sustained and sustainable peace. However, women's effective participation and gender-inclusive peace processes continue to be a persistent challenge, which we hope to address through the Peace Center, through finding innovative approaches to the implementation of the WPS agenda and women's participation in peace processes, by enhancing new conceptual thinking and developing applicable frameworks to measure women's influence beyond numeric participation and representation in peace processes, which is pivotal to the attainment of sustainable peace, security, and development.
Ambassador, I think it's a very exciting day that lays ahead for you and your team later today. Now, we do know that you are pretty much launching your 5-year strategic plan later today. Talk to us about that, please.
Well, thank you very much. I think this is a very exciting year for us because, you know, when the center was launched, COVID came and it stole many things, including developments at the Peace Center. But to fully operationalize the center, we are supported by the UN office in Namibia, and through that, we recruited a local consultancy that developed a 5-year 2023 to 2028 strategic plan for the center, which will provide guidance and direction on how the center will develop its work effectively and with maximum impact, as well as identify opportunities and challenges that the center is likely to face. Okay, so our mission is to build peace locally and globally in an inclusive, collaborative, and synergistic manner. And our vision is to become a center of excellence in promoting inclusive and sustainable peace. Our core values, interestingly, are abbreviated as PEACE, which stands for participation, excellence, adaptation, collaboration, and enforcement. We have identified 5 strategic themes, which are operational excellence, networking partnerships, WPF, which is Women, Peace and Security Advocacy, research and knowledge management, capacity building for peace. So I must say that our role during the identified 5-year period will mostly be as a coordinator of complementary services to facilitate the creation of synergies through improved collaboration.
Who are some of your key stakeholders, Ambassador?
Our key stakeholders are really Namibians in general. Then we have NGOs, civil society, academia, youth. We would like to engage and work with each and everyone, whether it's at international or national level. So everybody should know that we are striving for inclusive and sustainable peace. Although the name speaks to Women, Peace and Women Peace Center, it's not necessarily only for women. That's why we are striving towards inclusivity. So all of you are our stakeholders.
Thank you, Ambassador. So we want to know also where the event will be taking place and who's encouraged to attend. Pretty much that, yes.
Thank you. The event is a breakfast meeting. Unfortunately, it's only by invitation. Attendance is only by invitation. This meeting will be held this morning at Hilton Hotel. And mostly we are talking to the diplomatic corps, people that have offered to volunteer, and key ministries that are involved in issues of women, peace and security.
Thank you so much for that, Ambassador. Before I do let you go, we want to know that after the meeting today, will this document also be available for the public, and where, if so?
The document is a working document. We have not printed it in its entirety because we believe that it's a living document.
Okay.
It is available. If anybody wishes to get a copy, we can always avail a copy to them.
Okay, fantastic. Your final remarks, madam.
Well, my final remarks really is to implore all Namibians, let's be excited. This is a Namibian initiative. We should all be excited and be happy that we have a center of this nature, because it's a center of its kind within the whole of SADC region. And I would call on all Namibians to reach out to us so that we can see how we can complement and work together to make lasting peace in our region, our continent, and globally a reality.
Ambassador, thank you so much for your time. All the best with the meeting or the launch of your 5-year strategic plan later on, and we look forward to having you again.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right.
Have a lovely day.
You too, madam. So there you have it. If you just, missed that whole conversation, you actually did miss a lot. We were just chatting there to Ambassador Morina Muuondjo, who is the acting head of the Namibia International Women's Peace Center that was launched in October 2020.